to go and give this particular offering at this time. I don't know if he was seeking guidance or direction, or if he was just going out of normal habit or tradition, but this particular instance, this particular time when he went up to go and give the sacrifice, after he had given the sacrifice, he had went to sleep, and God showed up to him in a dream. And in this dream, he asked Solomon, he said, ask me for whatever it is you want. Think about that. Think about it. God himself showed up at your house and said, here is a blank check, so to speak. Ask me for whatever it is you want, whatever it is. And whatever you ask for, I'm going to give it to you. Now, you don't have to answer this, but just in the back of your mind, what would you ask for? If you had God saying, I'm going to give you whatever it is you want, what is it that you would ask for? It's kind of like having a little genie bottle, and you rub it and you get 3 wishes. If you had this opportunity, and God said, I'm going to give you this one time, that whatever you ask for, I'm going to give it to you instantaneously, immediately. What would you ask for? What would you ask for? Is what you would ask for something that strictly and solely benefits you? Does it benefit others? This one, this one, they're not answering. Solomon says, you've been good to my father, but I'm just a child. And I have this great task ahead of me. I've been put on this throne and to lead all of these people of yours. There's so many of mine, we can't even number them. I don't even know how many folk I'm leading. And he says, what I need, God, is to have an understanding heart. In other words, what he said, I need to be able to hear you. I need to be able to hear your instruction, hear your direction. I need your wisdom. If I'm going to handle this task that lies before me, if I'm going to truly do a good job and not just be a figurehead, not just be in it for the title, not just be in it for the position, not just be in it for the prestige, not just be in it because so people can serve me or look up to me, not just to do it for the sake of doing it, but I want to do it right, and I want to do a good job, and I want you to be glorified. And if that's going to happen, I need to be able to hear you. I need your wisdom. I need your guidance. I need your direction. Now watch this. Let me pause for a minute, because as we read, we see that God was pleased with his request. And not only was he pleased with the request, but he went on ahead and gave him what he asked for, but he also gave him riches, he gave him honor. He got all the other stuff that he didn't ask for because he asked for the right thing. The Bible says that wisdom is the principal thing, the foremost thing. And when he got the wisdom, everything else followed. You may be thinking, but that was Solomon. That was David's son. He was born in the right family. He had all this connection. He had all of this going for him. Debbie. Huh. Let's look at Solomon. Solomon, like many of us, if not all of us, comes out of a dysfunctional family. A dysfunction that was so massive that everybody knew about it. It's one thing to have an issue contained, but it's a whole other story when everybody knows your issue. It's one thing to have found out that your spouse was unfaithful. But it's another thing for that third party to come show up in your church. Solomon. Daddy was out one night gazing, and his eye was caught by a woman bathing out on the porch. And the beauty of this woman struck David to such a degree that he had to have her. He sent for her. He laid with her. She conceived. Now, oh Lord, can I take my time? David thought he was just going to have a good time. A month or so later, she came knocking. She said, David, I'm late. Late for what? I ain't invite you to that. No, I'm late. And now he's got this problem. Here it is, the king has gotten somebody else's wife pregnant. He said, all right, well, we can't have this. So this is what we're going to do. Going back home, we're going to work this out. He sent for the woman's husband, Uriah, who was off doing doing battle on behalf of David and the kingdom. And he said, bring Uriah home. And he said, Uriah, I want you to come home. You've been fighting, been doing so good. I just want you to, get a break, take a break. Go see your wife. But Uriah was so committed to the cause and the purpose that he said, there's no way that I can come home and enjoy myself and enjoy my wife when I left all my buddies on the battlefield. So the plan didn't work. See, David was going to be content with letting Uriah think that his child was his child and letting Uriah raise his baby. But Uriah wasn't going along with the plan. So David said, now I got to come up with plan B. All right, this is what you do. He called the commander. He said, tell Uriah, I need you to put him out on the front line. And when he gets out on the front line, I want you to cause all the other troops to retreat. Just let him out there for him to be killed. So Uriah is murdered. He is killed. And David thinks that the problem is solved. Long story short, Nathan, one of David's prophets, came to him and made him realize that what he did, God was aware of it, and God was not pleased. And David was remorseful, and he repented. And the child was born, but the child was born on his deathbed. And David was mourning. He was fasting. He was in sackcloth and ashes. And he was praying, asking God to let this child live. But the child died. The child died. But the king survived. Sometimes we got people that let some stuff die so that the king can survive. And when the word came to David that his son was dead, he got up and cleaned himself up, stopped fasting, began to eat. He said, I fasted, I prayed, and I cried when there was a chance for the child to live, but now that the child is dead, then I must get up and just go on about the business. But when Bathsheba had gotten the word that the child died, she was grieving. And David went to, the Bible said he went to comfort her. You know how we men comfort. You lay your head on my shoulder, we automatically thinking. And out of his comforting, Solomon was conceived. So now let's look at this thing from Solomon's perspective. Solomon is now the son of an adulterous murderer. And everybody knew it.